What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to Lonnie TV. If you're watching, go to like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate everybody subscribing, guys. No vibes. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Today we got a little different video. We got some crime / investigation. It says when a racist cop doesn't realize they're being recorded. Now, if you black in America, you probably done been pulled over, and you probably done been antagonized just because of the color of your skin. Is it right? Absolutely not. Does it happen all the time? It's happened to me multiple times. So let's see what happens to some of these racist cops when they get caught. You know, do they get the same punishment as us? We gonna see. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Let's go ahead and get into the video.
All I'm saying, she's squeezing my hand for no reason. Will you quit? Stop touching that.
This is Officer
Hey,
Ashley
yo!
Fluff, and she just punched this black woman in the face.
Off the
What's
rip like
worse
that?
is that this is a pattern for her, and she's well known
Oh, we
to
spinning
use
the block when she
excessive
clock
force on
out.
people of color. Up to this point, she
Nah.
and her department have gone unpunished.
She is punching
This is Officer Ashley
punching
Fluff,
people, bro.
and she just punched this black woman in the face. What's worse is that this is a pattern for her, and she's well known to
Look.
use excessive force.
She is
on
punching
people
him
of
right on the
color. Up to
ground.
this point, she and her department have gone unpunished. But there are countless cases of racist officers who forget they're being recorded, like when a cop repeatedly shouts slurs at an innocent black man. But
For
first,
being a
let's look at
fucked
cop
up
who
nit.
did something so racist,
Oh.
it got him fined $100,000.
Oh, you got one of these coming, buddy.
Entirely.
Hey, I'm black out here. That's what the issue is.
The incident happened in San Diego
That
when he
is
approached
crazy.
Amari Johnson for smoking in a non-smoking area.
He said for
The only
being a
problem,
fucked
Johnson
up
didn't
nit,
have a
like-
lighter, cigarette, or vape on him. Even if he was smoking, do you think that warranted this treatment?
Off me, bro. What you grabbing me for, bro? I already told you. Just come here straight, bro. You look goofy as hell, bro. Stop touching me, bro. Obviously, nobody going nowhere. Hey, what I tell you? I told you I was waiting for somebody to come here. They right here, bro. Oh,
Yo.
my God. You're tough as Hey, you tough as Stop. Hey, stop. Bro, you goofy as hell, bro. Hey, Mr. Dadges, you making a big ass deal out of nothing, Brody. You're the one you making a big ass deal out of nothing, Brody. Sit down. You real big, though, huh? Hey, you real big. Hey, you real big. Hey, you real tough.
It's crazy because this happens all the time, bro. I got pulled over before too, and I had 4 cops hop out of the car, search my car and everything. This was like 2020. So this stuff really be happening though. Dead ass.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I have no reason to be detained by you, bro. Sit down. Bro, stop. Stay seated. What am I doing? Y'all are funny as hell, bro. This is funny as hell, bro. Hey. Hey, let's study. That's fine, dude. You already put your hands on me. Bro,
No, you grabbed his shirt.
So you can check it. Bro, y'all hella goofy, bro. I'm talking to you, and you smacked me. Bro, nobody smacked you, bro. Where I smacked you? You did it?
Now he's saying, oh, they
Dages
be
claims that this treatment
lying.
was because Johnson slapped his hand away, a moment not clearly caught on his body cam.
What the bro? Do y'all know what's going on?
I just got here, man.
This fool is in the wrong. He tried to come up on him like he's not doing shit. He's waiting for me to get back from the store, right? When I come back, instead of him just apologizing and being like, oh, you're right, I get it, he tries to grab him and choke him and put him on the thing. Obviously, my friend is gonna put his hands back. This fool's in the wrong and he could just say that and let it go. And instead, he's trying to I don't know what he's trying to do.
just trying to figure out what's going on, man.
Bro, he's being a whole ass bro. Oh, my God, and you know you're wrong, bro.
This guy would be an awful lot more helpful if he wasn't so aggressive, but he's exactly right.
Yeah,
was
he ain't
simply
telling a
waiting
lie.
for him to arrive in this spot when he was approached by Dages and was exhibiting no suspicious behavior whatsoever. But in the conversation that followed, he accidentally reveals the true reason for this stop.
You looked at my name like 30 minutes ago, bro. Why am I still here? I don't got nothing on me. I'm doing nothing wrong. I'm being a citizen. So you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm frustrated. It's not as hell. I'm sitting outside for no reason. You know what I'm saying? You really don't get it though. You don't get it. I understand you being empathetic, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? But you don't get it, bro. I already know what it is. Hey, I'm black out here. That's what the issue is. Yeah. All good. I get it.
Dages agreeing to this almost seems like a joke. Even if this was a sarcastic comment, it speaks volumes that this is something he feels comfortable joking about. If the cops let it go at this point, all might have been
yeah.
forgiven. Johnson was understanding and
They be
the
hiding behind
officer
that
was
badge,
polite,
boy.
but Dages decides he's not finished and moves in to arrest him.
Listen to me. You're being placed under arrest for a 241C, okay?
Yo.
All right.
What's 241C?
Assault on a peace officer.
Assault on an officer. Hey, okay, bet. Hey,
That's crazy.
you are a whole ass. Hey, call Jerry. Hey, Nick, call Jerry. Bro, you a straight bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
except for you're You're the one that hit me.
Bro, I didn't hit you, bro. You started grabbing me, bro. I told you to stop touching me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I saw the police officer. You know it's on film, right? How far you think this is gonna go? Hope you don't shoot me in the back of this car or some shit. Because you guys are corrupt officers. You're for sure crooks. Because I'm not supposed to be in the back of the car in the first place.
Sages searches Johnson, then sits him in the back of his patrol car before taking him away to be charged. He also allegedly lied on his police report, saying that he observed Johnson smoking and that he took a fighting stance when he was approached.
Wow.
But Johnson wouldn't stand for this and decided to sue the city of La Mesa and Dages himself,
Yeah, get
citing
that bag,
excessive
King.
force and wrongful arrest. Around
that
a month
bag.
into the lawsuit, La Mesa agreed to pay a sum of $125,000 to
Boy, let me borrow $20 till Friday, nigga. Can I borrow $20 till Friday? Nah, I need all $125,000. I need all that.
None of this money would come out of Dage's pocket, but he was swiftly fired from the La Mesa Police Department.
I don't care who
just
paying
2
it,
years
as long
after
as I
he
got it.
joined. Ashlyn Pluff, however, punched a black woman in the face, and her entire police department were just as bad and were all caught clearly on camera.
You know, before there was body cameras,
Somebody got that $125,000. I love it, and the cop lost his job.
Ashlyn's police department were dispatched to a house party in Toledo, Ohio. Guests at the house weren't causing a disturbance, and they didn't seem violent or rowdy whatsoever. So when the cops decided to move in to arrest them seemingly at random, it raised serious alarm bells.
Hey, who lives here? Who's the owner I can talk to? Who lives here?
This ain't got nothing to do with us.
I'm asking who lives here. You do?
Yeah.
All right, arrest him, and them two.
Hey, you can't go in my house. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I ain't even do nothing.
Nah, that's crazy.
Why you pushing me off the porch?
That's crazy.
Stay back. Don't stay back. Failure to disperse. Failure to disperse, everybody.
The cop tells them that they're getting charges of failure to disperse. And in the state of Ohio, this charge can only be given out when the suspect's presence creates a high likelihood of physical harm or public inconvenience. In this scenario, the cop is clearly just looking for a way to get the guests in cuffs.
Yeah.
All right, let's sit here in the back.
They bored on a Friday night, don't got nothing
I'll
to do.
explain to you. I stood here and I told everybody to go in the house. Listen, are you gonna let me explain or are you gonna talk over me? I stood here and I told everybody in here, either go in the house or leave. After I said that, nobody moved. I said you're going to jail if you don't move. Nobody moved.
The precise reason that
Cap.
nobody moved might be difficult for this cop to comprehend, but it's actually because he never asked anyone to go inside the house. He simply asked who lived there and then started
then
arresting
arrested
people.
people, yeah.
It should also be noted that if this call was for public disturbance, the commotion has increased dramatically since the police arrived, and it almost seems like they're the ones that caused it. But if you think the cops are about to stop there, you're dead wrong, as this officer decides to take out his weapon to threaten the residents.
Guys, let's go!
Time to move. Let's go.
Who else wants to go to jail because you're about to go? Go! Go! Why don't you listen? Just go home. I don't have patience. People go to jail when I'm around. You know, before there was body
I don't
cameras,
have
how many
patience.
sergeants would just
People
like,
go to jail when I'm around.
empty this thing.
These snarky remarks from the cop are frankly terrifying, as he's essentially admitting he'd open fire on everyone here if he had the opportunity. He's drunk
Bro,
on
but
power,
how do
and
they
he's not the
get
only
these
one.
jobs,
Ashlyn
bro?
Pluff is also on the scene doing exactly the same thing, only her story ends in an even more violent manner.
You're not walking back up to that house. Turn back around. I don't care. No. No. Go.
Hey, no, you can't touch.
I can take your ass to jail. I don't give a
Failure to disperse. Get the out now.
go.
Tensions are clearly extremely high right now. However, what makes the following footage even crazier is that the girl we're about to meet is professional boxer O'Shea Jones,
Oh,
an
damn.
Olympic-level athlete who should be respected and admired for her talents, but instead she was assaulted, plain and simple.
Wow.
Go. I'm asking. Go. No. I'm asking for his back. Back up. I'm asking for his back. Okay. Give me your phone. Give me your phone. Nope. I'm not even up here. You can't do that to her phone. Back the up. What is wrong with y'all? You can't do that to her phone. Okay, give me her phone.
Okay, that's her phone, so we
Yes.
just gotta keep it.
Here, let me get my phone. No, you're not giving your phone to anyone. Breaking my wrist. Then stop moving.
Hey,
Calm down. You angry. She's
twisting.
angry. All I'm saying, she's squeezing my
Quit
hand
twisting,
for no
quit turning.
reason.
You're just
Will you
making
quit moving? Stop cussing at me. She just hit me. Y'all just see that? I know. She just hit me. I know. She just hit me.
Bam,
I know.
bam, bam, bam.
She just hit
She hit her dead in her face, and she probably gonna act like she didn't do nothing.
I asked for your badge number.
Oh, mine? You were talking about mine? It's 355.
There's no way to justify this attack. O'Shea was
Like, hit her
surrounded by
straight in the
officers and
face, too.
restrained, and Ashland punched her for no reason other than anger and hatred.
Let's see if she get
However,
fired,
unlike the
though.
officer from before, it seems that Ashland had completely failed to consider the fact that every cop here was equipped with a body cam, and she was in plain view of all of them. But in a tragic twist of fate, prosecutors found this use of force to be justified. They posit that O'Shea was resisting arrest, and the punch was a compliance technique.
What?
Instead, she was verbally reprimanded for her use of profanity in the incident, but received no criminal charges.
What? They said she was resisting arrest, and the cop punched her. They said, yeah, you was resisting.
There's no better example of racism than yelling racial slurs at a suspect, and that's what Officer Tim Garcia was caught doing on July 14th,
It's like,
2018.
I don't even want to make it seem like all cops are bad, because all cops ain't bad. I've been pulled up before and honestly had some cool cops. Like, I ain't even gonna cap. But it's like these right here, there's way more of these out there than people think, bro. Way more cops like this than people think.
The suspect, Dwayne Robinson, was allegedly getting aggressive and confrontational with mall patrons, using vulgar language and threatening them. After Robinson was asked to leave, he complied, but the guards continued to follow him and eventually detained him.
They was like, you understand? I said, look, man, I went like that. I said, look, y'all already told me what it was. I was like, I'm already walking off. So I tried to go back that way. I was like, I thought there was an exit. And they grabbed my bag. I said, look, man, don't grab my bag like that.
Yeah.
All they had to tell me was like, look, sir, there's not an exit over here.
Yeah.
And they was like, all right, we want you to exit the mall. I was like, look, man, I'm not about to exit the mall, bro. I said, look, I want the cops to come here to let y'all know the y'all doing. But look, I ain't even did nothing.
To recap, Robinson has basically said that he was confused why security asked him to leave, but he complied until they started to get physical with him. He then asked them to alert police to try and work everything out. But as it turns out, this would be a huge mistake. The cop would soon
It's sad, bro. You can't even call the cops, like-
but derogatory and insulting.
Now, my question to you is, if they tell you to leave the mall, you gonna leave the mall?
No, I don't want to. That's why
Okay,
I told you.
well, I understand you don't want to, but if they tell you, are you gonna leave the mall?
I'm asking for what?
Okay, they don't have to tell you. If they don't want you here, you're not here. Okay?
That makes no sense.
Okay, here's the deal. Now you're gonna get argumentative with me. They won't put you in jail. I'll put you in jail. We cool on that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You have your ID. Let me just get your information. I'm gonna get their information, and then we'll be up.
Y'all take my information. So, like, they talking about they want to give me for criminal trespassing.
Yeah, they might give you a criminal
But look,
trespass.
I ain't even did. Why y'all give me criminal trespassing?
What?
What you mean?
Because they can. That's that.
Nah, hold on. What you mean?
No.
They
Because
Okay, here's
they
the deal.
can.
I'm gonna ask you to do something. I'm gonna tell you. Then I'm gonna make you.
Let me go, bro. Look, go ahead and let me go, bro. Look, go ahead and let me go, bro. Stop tensing up. Yes, sir.
You know what? Now you're under arrest.
What? Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Now you're under arrest for criminal trespass.
After Robinson allegedly refused to hand over his ID, the cops decided to arrest him. At this point, they have decent reason for this. Robinson did refuse to leave the property when asked, and if Garcia is to be believed, he even took up an aggressive stance when he was asked to hand over his ID. But that's not the important part. That comes when Robinson is on the ground, cuffed and helpless.
They didn't say
as the
why
cops
they
start
kicking
to
him out,
become
though.
more blunt and abusive.
You say, look, give me your ID, so I'm about to give it to you.
But you did. No. You took it back.
What do you mean, bro?
It's all on camera.
Fast, bro. I didn't
Dude.
do nothing.
Dude, look how old I am. You think I act like I listened to all your stupid for like 5 minutes?
Look, bro, and I said, look, before I give y'all my ID, can y'all tell me, like, why would I get a criminal trespass?
And I told you, if you're not shopping here, they don't want you.
All right, look, and they didn't even tell me I don't even have criminal trespass.
You do now. Now you're going to jail.
Tensing up like that? Fool, you had my arm, bro.
No, I answered your question, bro. I'm not your fool. I'm nothing like that.
Bro, all I did was ask a question.
Right, and we asked you for your ID, and you refused to give it to us.
And look, I said, look, can y'all tell me? All right, give me your ID. So look, I'm about to give it to you.
disturbing the peace.
Disturbing the peace.
Yeah, this is peaceful.
Disturbing the peace.
Man, that's
We have access to it. The way you were raised is bull.
Tell me how
I'm telling you how you're raised.
Well, you got me.
Yeah, you.
Did he just say the way you was raised was bull? Yeah, buddy. What time you clock out? I'll meet you. What time you clock out and that badge come off? Yeah, you a citizen at that point.
For disturbing the peace.
Yeah, cop gotta run that fade. I'll show you the way I was raised.
The way you were raised is bull. I'm telling you how you're raised. Yeah, you are up.
Police officers are supposed to do nothing other than protect the public and de-escalate tense
They damn
situations.
sure ain't
So it seems
de-escalating
that
nothing.
Garcia has absolutely no concern for his image whatsoever, as he decides to take it up a notch by using slurs and acting blatantly racist.
You do. Hey, here, look. There's a police. There's a police. You. How do you like that? Police said, just say it right back to you. You. Obviously, I don't. On camera, I'll say it. Do I look like you? Well, I'm only 3.4% African. I'm 3.4% Sub-Saharan African. There you go. Say it right. Put an R at the end. If you're gonna say it, don't call me.
Not only did the cop just say all of that completely unapologetically,
On camera, by the way.
right after acknowledging that he's happy to do it on camera just to prove a point. But he wasn't done yet.
For being
For being a fucked up nigga.
Oh, man. I'm just trying to get it right. I'm trying to get it right.
Where you want me to go, man?
That way. Everything was going good. You and I had a good rapport.
Yes, we did. Y'all didn't talk about kids. Trying to
Your life. I think you f***ed your life up. We can do that. I think you will.
The verbal abuse should have been far more than enough, but once the cops got outside and close to their patrol cars, they decided it was also
So it
time
got
to throw some
worse.
physical abuse into the mix too.
It got
Completely
worse.
unwarranted.
What are you doing? Stop. I'm trying to take your shoes off. Just stop. Quit acting because I have to search you. All you do is behave. Why can't you just behave, dude? Dude, you keep tensing up. You keep getting it. There you go. If you don't keep back on my feet, you, because we gotta make sure you ain't got nothing in there.
If you think it's unusual that the cops are taking Robinson's shoes off, you'd be completely right. He's being arrested for trespassing, not a drug charge, not a weapons charge, and nothing dangerous
Hey, know
whatsoever.
y'all laws, so
Especially when you
just in
realize
case y'all
that
get
the
in
cops
situations
didn't
like
even
these.
search his shoes and forced him to walk on a hot pavement in the middle of July barefoot.
Hey, bro, can you stop harassing me? This all would have been over if you would have just handed me your ID. You pulled it out of your wallet. You were fixing to hand it to me, and then you pulled it back. And you just didn't want to cooperate, man. You had it. You were there. All you had to do is give me your ID. We're gonna get you up. We're gonna stand up. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hey, look, man. Y'all not gonna put my back in my mother.
They're gonna go with you.
Watch it.
Robinson was brought back to jail on charges of trespassing and resisting. But it's what happened to the officers after the event that was so interesting and gives us a clear window into the corrupt insides of a police department.
Yeah.
An investigation was, of course, launched into Garcia, and Garcia's sergeant wrote that he thought a written reprimand would be the appropriate punishment. According to him, Garcia didn't use the word in a racist manner or direct it at anyone. He simply repeated the word back to Robinson. 2 lieutenants also reviewed the incident, and they concurred with the recommendation of a letter of reprimand. Thankfully, though, the deputy chief saw the footage and believed that the banter, escalation, and use of profanity was extremely unprofessional and forwarded the incident to Internal Affairs for a formal investigation.
Thank you,
Eventually, the
whoever
video
that
made its way
was.
to the San Antonio police chief, who recommended an indefinite suspension for Garcia. He said it was by no means reprimandable conduct. This whole thing was
Suspend that
as
nigga
wrong
without
as it
pay.
could be. In a last-ditch effort to defend himself, Garcia topped all his actions off with a final derogatory and insulting statement, claiming that all he did was use a similar language as a means of communicating his point, repeating his language back in order to speak a vernacular he would understand. In January of 2019, Garcia was indefinitely suspended from his role with the San Antonio Police Department.
So he got suspended for 10 months. That's what your little punk ass get. All right, you guys, that's the end of that video. Racist cops realize they're being filmed, bro. I don't think people understand how much this goes on. This goes on way more than people, like, probably know for real. Like I said, I've gotten pulled over before and had my car searched by 4 different cops. Just, hey, if they want to do something, it's tough. But hey, at least these 3 different stories, all the cops got in trouble. They got, suspended or fired, so thank God for that. But knowing them, they're just gonna go join another police academy and get right back home. We already know how this goes. But this is actually a pretty good video. Appreciate y'all tuning in on Lonnie TV. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate everybody subscribe. You guys know the vibes. Stay tuned for the next video. Appreciate y'all.